In the southwest Pacific Ocean lies Aotearoa, New Zealand. It's a land of extreme beauty. The Tasman Sea on the west and the Pacific Ocean on the east have shaped its coastlines. Millions of years of volcanic activity have created the landscape of the cities and the rolling green hills in the north. While in the south, the mighty Southern Alps become a winter wonderland. But it's in the north of the country that we come each year to take on the challenge of the world's greatest gravel roads, twisting and turning, climbing and falling. These are the highways of rally. And this is round one of the Brian Green Property Group New Zealand Rally Championship. Whangarei is the gateway city to New Zealand's northern province. It's a popular destination for sailors arriving across the Pacific. It's also home of New Zealand's annual round of the Asia Pacific Rally Championship. But we're here for the Brian Green Property Group New Zealand Rally Championship with over 30 competitors lining up, including our own rally reporter, Glenn Inkster.
G'day everybody, welcome to Rally Whangarei. I'm pretty excited because I'm going gravel rallying again for the first time in a while, but the competition's pretty stiff. This is my trusty car, a good old Evo 9, but we're going up against one of the biggest names in international motorsport.
Yes, the Branders Hoonigan and Ken Block was here to experience the best rally roads in the world.
Hi there, this is Ken Block. I am here for the Rally at Whangarei. I have brought over my Ford Fiesta. We call this thing the HFHV, which means that it does multiple disciplines of racing. We built it originally to do rallycross, Gymkhana and stage rally. So it's a modified world rally car with a different engine to handle all the different disciplines. Great to be back here. I haven't raced here on these roads since 2007. These are some of my favorite roads in the entire world.
And Emma Gilmore is back from racing in the USA for a full season in our championship.
Hi, I'm Emma Gilmore. Great to see internet sensation Ken Block over here. I raced against him last year in the American Series in the Red Bull Global Rallycross, so awesome to see him come over here and see how great our New Zealand roads are. I'm looking forward to focusing on the New Zealand Championship this year. Our wee Suzuki Swift Maxi, we've been really busy over the off-season with all of our testing. Got Anthony McLaughlin back in the co-driver's seat this year. Anthony last sat with me in 2012 and we had a really successful partnership, so looking forward to that again this year.
Andrew Hawkswood also back in the new generation Mazda 2, along with leading contenders Ben Hunt and Lance Williams in Subarus, Dave Holder and Phil Campbell in Mitsubishis. But aside from Block, it was the radical MC2 of Alex Kelsey that was attracting most attention.
This is the car we've built. It's called the MC2, which stands for Mad Creation 2. The gearbox is a 6-speed paddle shift. To go up the gears, you just push it like that towards you, and to go down, you push it away. It's that easy. Best thing about building your own car is that you can do this. This is the business end of the MC2. You can see the whole back comes off, the engine's right there, little wee short exhaust, rear differential. It's awesome. In the front, we've got a fuel tank, the spare tyre, and then this here is all of the air that comes through the front of the car, gets ducted straight out of the bonnet. Doesn't go underneath, it goes over the top of the car.
Like the cars of Hawkswood and Gilmore, this car was created to take advantage of the 2013 rule changes for the New Zealand Rally Championship. Start round for the 2015 event was on the spectacular Te Matua Pohi Bridge, which spans the Upper Harbour. A large crowd turned out to meet the drivers and then catch the action from the running of the first two stages around the Pohi Island Recreational Park. And with New Zealand Rally commentator Glenn Inkster taking to the stages for this event, we're joined by former New Zealand champion Neil Allport. Now Neil, this stage really about giving the fans a bit of a taste of what's to come under the lights.
Yeah, that's right, Clinton. That's age-old saying goes, you know, you can't win the rally here on this first stage, but you sure can lose it.
Rallying is about beating the clock, and it was Ken Block who had the pace to win. Around a second faster on each run over the Subaru of Ben Hunt. With defending champion Richard Mason not starting the event, Hunt could be seen as the favourite New Zealand driver. So at the end of the first night, Ken Block has a 3.6 second lead over Ben Hunt. Andrew Hawkswood just 0.3 behind. Then great results for Dylan Turner and Clinton Cunningham. Alex Kelsey 8.2 seconds down on the leader. That's a little surprising. Saturday morning and the cars will have a 10-minute service before heading north to the stages. With overnight rain tyre choice will be crucial.
You know, these roads are very difficult, and the notes even for me, you know, getting back on these roads and remembering what's really tricky about these roads took a bit in recce the other day. So I'm really going to go out there and really try and make sure my notes are good and follow these nice clean lines, hopefully, that are in front of me.
Yeah, it's only a little couple of spectator stages that we did last night, so they're pretty irrelevant to the rally. So, you know, we'll go out there today and just make a nice, consistent start. And you know, obviously it'll be nice to beat clean, but we've got a championship to think about, and you know, we'll be doing everything we can.
There's a hive of activity around the car of Lance Williams as the team rushed to change a diff which broke at stage 1 at the start.
One of the big holes in the start line that all the other cars created, we bounced into a bit of force and broke a rear diff. Yeah, we did the first stage in front-wheel drive and the second one in front-wheel drive as well.
As Ken Block leaves Whangarei, let's check out the stages ahead with our B&T stage preview. There are 4 stages ahead which will be run twice over the day. Manamaku is first at 16.86 kilometres, then the longer stage Towai at 27.28. After a review fuel at Kawakawa, the crews returned to tackle Tapahu, 17.22 kilometres, and then Helena Bay, 14.82 kilometres. So Neil, some new roads here. What about the characteristics of these stages compared to the previous ones?
Well, these stages just slightly north of Whangarei really do have a lot more camber changes than the ones that are a little bit further south. So also a lot of surface change. Some of the roads very clean, some of them they just don't seem to clean off as much. So quite challenging.
Block sets the pace too, 9 minutes 28.4. Next on the road, Ben Hunt and his Subaru.
And like Ben's like bringing a knife to a gunfight here compared to what Ken's driving, but this is essentially a Group N plus car, which is what the majority of the sport's been rallying for many years.
Looks like Ben is going to have to drive the wheels off that Subaru. He's 7.2 seconds down on Block here.
Three, two, one. Go.
David Holder has made rally driving his full-time occupation as he chases the dream to compete on a world stage. At Whangarei, he had veteran co-driver Rob Scott sitting alongside, all part of a plan to get more experience.
And David's spending quite a lot of time with Hayden Patton this year. Hayden's mentoring him, helping him with preparation and just his approach to what he should be doing to go further in the sport.
David just half a second behind through that stage. Well, he was only 8th after the first stages, but Neil, can we expect a better run now from Alex Kelsey?
Well, this car's extremely fast, and I mean really fast. It's just lacking in stage mileage at the moment regarding its sort of reliability.
Fantastic stage time. He wins by 15.6 seconds, and that puts him ahead in the lead. Andrew Hawkswood of the new generation New Zealand rally car. Looks like he's in trouble here, though.
Yeah, well, if you can't see, it's time to slow down, and that's for sure.
Green, yep, 4 plus here.
Whoa, he may be fogging up, but hasn't slowed him down. And right behind him, the Suzuki of Emma Gilmore. Similar, but not the same, Neil.
Yeah, basically the same underneath, though, Clint. You know, the format, the cross members, the configuration is the same. You know, it's based on an Argentina maxi car.
40.
Phil Campbell in a more traditional car. This is the Group N Mitsubishi Evo 9. Phil in 8th place here.
Long 6 left plus 80. 6 right minus, opens 120. Long 7 left.
Dylan Turner in another Evo 9, returning after a couple of years off. And Matt Summerfield back with an updated car for 2015. Used to be raced by Richard Mason. Already Matt up to 5th place. Lance Williams, another of the young New Zealand drivers making their mark in the sport. He was moving up after losing time on the night stage. And New Zealand rally reporter Glenn Inkster showing he's still got the goods. Alongside him, Ecolite owner Spencer Wynn trying gravel rallying after a few years on Targa.
And we've got a Care 5 right.
Shannon Chambers in 10th in his Evo 10. So after 3 stages, Alex Kelsey leading the times, 7.4 ahead of Block. Hunt has a narrow lead over Hawkeswood. Then it's David Holder moving up to 5th ahead of Summerfield. Stage 4, Towai, is the longest stage of the rally, but conditions, ideal, Neil, or what?
Well, there's been a lot of overnight rain, so the surface is still quite soft, so I think that the tyre wear won't be an issue.
Block sets the pace, 17 minutes 33.
I had a big spin on the first stage because of a slippery bridge. Once I set the car, and once I got on the bridge, the car just spun wide and hit right at the exit of the bridge, hit the right rear and spun me around, so I lost some time there. But that stage felt pretty good. Drove it a little conservative, just checking the notes, but time was okay, so hopefully I think we might have the lead now.
It's great to see Block here on New Zealand roads, but he'll only compete in 2 rallies. So for Ben Hunt, there's a championship to win, so he's got to look at the big picture.
And Ben knows that he can't take Ken on in a straight fight, so if he's looking at the championship, he's got to be looking at guys behind him and wanting to stay ahead.
Hunt 17.43, so only 10 seconds down. But David Holder in a determined mood in the morning. He moved up on stage 3. Now here on stage 4, he would be 9.3 seconds down on Hunt. Certainly well in touch. But what about this young driver, Alex Kelsey, living his dream of competing and winning against Block in what is very much his own car?
Yeah, and this car's a space frame car, so it's not like any other car in the rally. It's absolutely purpose-built, every single part of it.
17.21, he holds on to the lead.
The first stage was really good. That one we overshot a little junction a bit and the handbrake stopped working, so I think the gearbox is really hot.
Shannon Chambers' day about to get tricky. But incredibly, despite that roll, the car finishes back on the wheels and he could finish the stage.
Started overheating again on stage 1, and stage 2 I was just looking at the temperature and just clipped a basic. I waited till I slowed down 3 left and just rolled it over. So we landed back on our wheels, cam's a bit sore, but carried on. But yeah, I think we're out.
Richard Bateman had come from the South Island to compete in the Gold Challenge for older cars run over day 1.
Long 5 left minus.
Clint Cunningham was having teething problems with his new car with fuel starvation, causing some anxious moments in the stage. At least he was still going. Bateman ending his day with a crash near the stage end.
Yeah, 5 left plus, opens. Long 4 right minus, opens 30.
Engine cutting out, we've got a misfire problem to add to that. So not the best start, but hey, it's early days.
Stage 5 Tapahu and a big crowd turned out, maybe to see this man Ken Block.
Well, Ken's here to drive on the best roads in the world, and he says it and everyone else says it. So obviously the attraction is to be able to drive on roads that are so smooth and just offer so many challenges.
And here's a challenge too. A small error could prove costly for Alex Kelsey.
Yes, Alex obviously missed a note there, hasn't got his rhythm quite right, but it's unfortunate. That's going to hurt him a little bit on the stage for sure.
So Block takes the lead. Kelsey would drop to 3rd. That means a chance for Ben Hunt to push ahead, and that's what he does here, getting back into 2nd place.
5 left plus, cut. Believe 6 right opens. Keep in 6 right 30, 4 left.
David Holder still in 4th. In 5th, Andrew Hawkeswood, really wrestling in the Mazda 2 on the stage.
Yeah, Andrew just struggling a little bit of, just coming to grips with the setup in this car, and he admits it himself, but he's not one for backing off, as you can see.
Matt Summerfield now 5th, 10.6 seconds down on Hawkeswood. while Phil Campbell another 6 seconds back, having got past Dylan Turner here to move up to 7th. Stage 6, Helena Bay. This stage hasn't been used for many years, but looks like a typical WRC sort of stage, Neil.
They're saying this is a mini motu, and I believe it is. It's a fabulous, fabulous piece of road. It has everything to offer, but it's just 16 kilometres short, not 32.
Right 30. 6 left plus, keep in 5 right.
Alex Kelsey stopped before the stage with a gearbox issue, so a chance now for Ben Hunt to really cement second place. David Holder third, 30 seconds down on Hunt.
Now David's elected to write his own notes this year, which is something that Hayden's trying to get him to do, to gather more experience about, you know, starting with a clean sheet of paper.
30, 6 left, minus 50.
Phil Campbell finding form now after 6 stages. Confidence coming to the Tauranga driver as he posts 3rd fastest time on the stage. Matt Summerfield also lifting the pace. 5th fastest, just a couple of tenths off Holder's time. And Summerfield faster on the stage than Andrew Hawkswood.
Yeah, and Andrew's struggling a little bit with power. He's using an 1800cc engine this year, and it's just doesn't have the torque of the bigger 2-litre engine.
And 5 left minus. 6 right, 30, short, 6 left, and 5.
Emma Gilmore forced to back off after she overboosted the engine, waiting to check it at the service.
Long 5 right.
And Lance Williams came to an abrupt end on the stage when a loose suspension bolt sent the car into a bank.
Just see if it'll drive out, mate. That's like it's broken up.
Shannon Chambers still persevering. Not easy with the smashed windscreen in the Evo 10, but if he can get back to the service, the repair may not be too hard as the car is still straight. Graham Featherston had been battling with Dave Strong for 10th position throughout the morning. Strong had closed to within a couple of seconds by the service break. But a slower start for veteran Brian Green. The Gull Rally Challenge for the older Class 5 cars saw Kingsley Jones in the lead after Richard Bateman crashed out. Spectacular Dan Walker was second, coming to grips with his new car. Tyler Radavan in a much older Evo 4, but less than 30 seconds back. Warwick Redfern retired with fuel issues after the morning stages. That left Jonathan Walker a further 30 seconds back in his Evo, ahead of Jonathan Shapley. Max Bailey, the only FIA 2-wheel drive car. Here is his R2 Fiesta, but his enthusiastic driving saw him ahead of classic leader Marcus van Klink in the Group B RX-7. Behind them, Welsh driver Anthony Jones had a misfire in his Honda-powered Escort and was just holding on to a 7-second gap over the Toyota starlet of Justin Glavish. Andy Martin, the only other classic after Brian Stokes' Escort broke an exhaust. And Jeff Torkington, the final runner in the morning in his MR2. So it's blocked with a 40-second gap to Hunt, then Holder and Hawkswood. Summerfield holding 5th, now just 9 seconds behind with Campbell a couple of seconds back. And plenty of fans out to see the stars despite the rain.
It's been really good. I've consistently gotten a little bit faster and a little more comfortable. Still not absolutely confident on my notes, but that's sort of a testament to how great these stages and how difficult these stages are.
Kelsey back at service and with work to do.
What's finally stopped us is the clutch has stopped working on the road section. But before that, I turned the wrong way at a junction and then couldn't select reverse, and we were parked up for about a minute or so. So that was just a stupid mistake, my fault.
And with regards to getting the car going again, obviously not today for the afternoon stages, but for tomorrow morning, it looks like a possibility?
Yeah, I think so. I'm just going to pull the gearbox out now and check the clutch and see what's gone wrong and fix it.
And a great morning for Matt Summerfield, up to 5th.
Yeah, firstly we'll just survive the rain, I think, and I think it will slush up a bit out there, so it'll make it quite hard to drive. So we'll just keep doing what we're doing and think of the big picture and make sure we hang around.
Andrew Hawkswood also making changes to his suspension after a wild morning.
We just lowered the suspension now and softened the whole car up, so it's anything that's a bit slippery, it's definitely not for me at the moment.
Stick around, coming up, someone's in trouble on Rally Whangarei.
Hi, I'm Clinton Cunningham. I'm a competitor in the National Rally Championship this year, and I'm here bringing my new car, so come with me and have a look and I'll show you what it's all about. So the rules for the championship has changed somewhat over the last few years, and there's been a bit of discussion about what cars going to be eligible to run. In 2015 we're allowed to run a car as long as the turbo meets a restrictor size and a few other safety features, but basically we can bring in whatever we want to run. So I've chosen to bring in a Mitsubishi World Lancer WRC 05 kit, which is effectively bolted to a Mitsubishi Evo 8 chassis. Also, none of this will be possible without having a very dedicated, strong, passionate group of people behind me to make it all possible. My service crew give up so much of their time. Every week, twice a week, they're there working on the car, doing everything.
And it's great to see it out on the stages too in Rally Whangarei. Now, stage 7, Maramaku, and the rain has really hit these stages now. So what does that mean, Neil?
Well, the problem here is that a lot of corners muddy up and cut up really bad, and some don't. So inconsistency, and that's challenging. And there's a very good example of what I've just said.
Ken Block enjoying his rallying around the roads of Whangarei. Conditions may be an equaliser though for Ben Hunt in his Group N Plus car, just 10 seconds slower than Block here.
20. Keep out at entry, long 7 left, tightens to 6, believe.
David Holder faster again, just 6.1 down on Block, 18 seconds faster than his morning time.
And the thing there is that he's obviously second run through on his notes, and he's cautious the first run, but obviously a lot more happier with him in the second.
In 50, hug, 6 right minus.
Rain showers coming and going here, so Matt Summerfield in clear conditions now, third fastest on the stage. Emma Gilmore's team had turned back the power on the Suzuki after checking the engine, her stage time reflecting that, fifth fastest on the stage.
And there you have like mud in the corners, and this is the water's just not getting away, and it's just not consistent.
Hawkswood just a second slower on the stage. Interesting that these two generation cars, these new cars, closely matched too. Stage 8, Towai, the repeat of the longest stage, 27.8 kilometres, and a difficult challenge for Ken Block.
And there's another example of the corner getting very, very muddy on the inside and just pulling the car in. He was expecting it to go wider there, and clearly it just didn't want to, resulting in a spin.
Don't go wide.
Problems too for Ben Hunt, the car not making boost.
Long 4 left plus 50.
Yeah, Ben was struggling here with power, but fortunately that he's very, very good on these twisty stages, so it wasn't a major problem for him, but still cost him.
And that gave a great chance for David Holder to push hard here, and that's what he did. A stage time 17 minutes 50. He moved past Hunt into second place.
Yeah, and this was another good stage from David, and obviously his second run through the stages, he was more confident with his notes, and he did some very good times here.
Minus 3 right.
Phil Campbell also faster than Hunt on the stage. Seems these drivers were finding their form at last after the summer break.
4 left, don't go wide.
And that's what was impressive about Summerfield. He was 4th overall, showing the most consistent times throughout the day. By stage 9, the top 3 were unchanged, but Phil Campbell moved past Matt Summerfield to be 4th.
5 right plus 1 left.
Sadly, Emma Gilmore lost her alternator and was forced out at the end of the stage. Andrew Hawkswood's time had improved after changes at service, but this stage would catch him out.
Careful, right, don't go wide. 5 left. Oh, you shit. Oh. Oh.
So Dylan Turner moved into 6th. Graham Featherston still battling Dave Strong, now 7th with Strong 10 seconds back. Shannon Chambers had a new screen, so back on the stages, but the car's engine was still overheating, forcing him out of the stage end. And a frustrating debut for Clint Cunningham's Lancer, still misfiring. But Brian Green now moving up to 13th. In the Gold Rally Challenge, Kingsley Jones was unchallenged in the afternoon. And despite this moment, would go on to take the win. Tyler Ranovan drove well to close under 30 seconds in 2nd. And Jonathan Shapley now moved to 3rd for the day. Daniel Walker 4th, losing time with a turbo boost issue. But brother Jonathan having to be towed out of a ditch to get to the finish.
We were just coming around the corner and we saw our car in the ditch, and I just let off the gas and just slipped, got pulled into the ditch, and that's where he ended up.
Similar fate for Brindley Smith, although the car not too badly damaged. And Max Bailey continued to dominate the two-wheel drive class, finishing the day 11th outright, showing amazing commitment on every stage. Marcus van Klink easily the fastest classic, but over a minute down on Bailey in 13th place. And Andy Martin, the only other classic to finish in his Mazda RX-3. The Gold Challenge for two-wheel drive going to Justin Glavish, impressive in 14th outright. Jeff Talkington taking 2nd after retirement of Anthony Jones. No change of the top 3 heading for service, although it wasn't without issues for Ken Block.
We've been having some sort of diff issue. I'm getting some slipping out of the acceleration, so I lost to Pontius, I think, just over 3 seconds.
Long 6 right.
Ben Hunt still suffering from turbo boost issues, but trying hard to compromise. He won the stage.
On stages like this, a lot of power can be a hindrance, so Ben was very lucky here. At the end of the day, he had a stage that he was very, very good at in the twisty stuff.
I don't know what's wrong. There's something wrong with the engine, but yeah, we've checked all the boost lines and everything like that, so she's just not doing anything. It's just right driving a non-turbo car, and it's missing and farting real bad between 2.5 to 3.5, so we need to sort that out before tomorrow.
50 and then...
But it wasn't enough to take back 2nd. That belonged to David Holder by just 1.3 seconds.
Left minus 250. And finished. Gee, that was hard work. Sorry, mate.
So the top 10 for day 1, Block, Holder, Hunt, Campbell, Summerfield and Turner. Featherston winning the battle with Strong, and Jones winning the Gold Challenge.
We had a good run this morning, and then everything else went bad from there, but like I said, we had a minute gap, so we were reasonably happy, and then progressively it got worse and worse as the gap diminished, but yeah, overall we're stoked to win it, so it's the first part of the plan. We've got all the North Island rounds to do, and the plan is to be there at the end.
Coming up, we're back into the action on day 2. Sunday morning dawn with better weather prospects and hope for Alex Kelsey back after repairing the MC2.
This was the little part here that failed. It's supposed to have a bearing on there that spins on the clutch, and as you can see, it's like welded itself to the clutch, and that's spun and it's melted all the seals inside.
So you managed to obviously get that all together again last night, and you had a run in the car. You sure it's okay?
Yeah, I drove it last night. I managed to get a hold of this guy at home, and he opened up his business for me, and I drove down to Auckland and picked up the bit yesterday. So there was a will, there's a way.
Also back after repairs, the Mazda 2 of Andrew Hawkswood.
It just went wide on a corner. Unfortunately, there's quite a big washout there, and it kind of catapulted us off the road and landed straight on the roof. So, you know, we had a bit of a late night last night. Car's ready to run now, so mechanically it'll be fine, yeah, but definitely a bit of panel damage, but I've done worse.
And rally reporter Glenn Inkster looking forward to a day behind the wheel rather than the camera.
Hey everyone, day one didn't go quite as well as we'd hoped. We had a fantastic first stage, really got back into the groove, and Spencer did a great job on the notes, but in stage 2 hit a little bump.
Yikes. Tanks 50.
It caused a problem with the ECU, and then the guys have spent basically 8 hours trying to fault find it. The whole rally's about learning, and we're going to rejoin today, get 6 fantastic stages in.
So let's check out the stages with our B&T stage preview. 3 stages repeated twice. We go south of Whangarei, starting with the power stage Springfield, which is mostly familiar, although the last 5Ks are new. Second stage Waiatira is shorter, 16.5 kilometres, a new stage. And the third stage Otuhi, not new since 2010 when it was run in reverse direction. Just 1 service today, and then all 3 stages repeated. Running the power stage first up certainly puts the pressure on the drivers. And on the road, it's Ken Block.
Stages today are a lot different from the stages from yesterday. They're a lot crestier, a lot faster. Surfaces a little bit more inconsistent, I'd have to say, probably. You can see quite a lot of mud there on that corner.
Block's time 15:58.9.
Yeah, definitely slippier conditions like the gravel than yesterday. Yesterday's grip was just incredible. This definitely has a lot more surface gravel, so kind of threw me off at the beginning of the stage. I had to really adjust for it. So
Ben Hunt back with a repaired car, looking to take the battle to Block.
The difference here is that Ben with his Group N type car has a top speed of around 200k, and Ken's car is only going to be somewhere around about 180, if that at all. So Ben's at a bit more of an advantage here.
Ben, into stage 1, a lot of smoke out of the left front wheel. You had a problem with the brakes there?
Yeah, I didn't notice it through there, so we were having a lot of fun in there. It's an awesome road, and obviously we'll have to have a look at that now and just see what's going on. There is quite a bit of smoke coming out, but no, it was good fun.
Just 4.8 seconds down on Block's time. David Holder third on the road. His time was way off the leading pace though.
200 in. Oh, sorry. That's 200 finish, sorry. Yeah, right. Crest hidden. 5 left. That's a 80.
I had planned on coming and have a go at the power stage, but a bit of experience from Rob told me I should do otherwise, so we just went through it and checked their notes. So we won't be fast, but it was good.
Alex Kelsey on the way to a good time, but just tags the bank, breaks a rear suspension joint, and he would end up parked up for the day.
Just come around the corner up the hill there a little bit too fast and dropped the wheel into the water table, and it's broken the toe link. The gearbox really hot again, and whole car was full of smoke, and yeah, just wasn't on top of my game that well.
Phil Campbell next to challenge Hunt, but he was also off the pace in the morning, over 30 seconds slower.
It's just unfortunate. There's a couple of drivers that just don't seem to wake up and get on the pace as quickly as they should do, and it will cost them over the course of the day.
Matt Summerfield, though, posted third fastest at this point, again showing real commitment.
Pushed a wee bit too hard at one spot on the seal and got the left rear corner. Yeah, knew we had to push for the power stage, and to get a result out of it's pretty good.
Back on the stages for Andrew Hawkswood, and a chance to get by Summerfield for an extra power stage point.
The 5 left opens 100 and finish 120. The small crest and 5 left.
Oh, the difference 0.2, so Summerfield holds third. And luck was on Hawkswood's side today compared to yesterday. Emma Gilmore back on the stages too. The alternator issue just a small bolt, so easily repaired. She would renew the battle with Hawkeswood.
You can see there that Emma just got pushed off that right-hander. Subsequently, she was wide for the left. Very lucky there.
Time on the stage then, 16 minutes 27.1. So Block starts day 2 with the lead, but just 4.8 seconds over Hunt. Very close between Summerfield, Hawkeswood, Gilmore and Holder. Stage 12, Waiotira, 13, Otahi, and again Block having a slight edge over Hunt. So Block ahead by 4.4 seconds on stage 12 and 9.4 seconds on stage 13. David Holder still conservative, 17 seconds down on Block, but building with confidence. Andrew Hawkeswood under pressure from Gilmore. Late in stage 13, his engine picked up a misfire, dropping him back to 9th. Gilmore third fastest on 12, but 5th on 13. Not a good stage for Matt Summerfield though, dropping back to 5th. So at the first service, Block leads, but Gilmore and Holder just 2.7 seconds apart. And a scare at service 2 for Ken Block.
Had to adapt quite quickly in the first part of that first one because it threw me off a little bit. I was so used to that grip from yesterday, but really enjoyed them. Had a little technical issue with the gearbox on the way back, so we're trying to get that repaired so we can get back out, but overall felt very good this morning.
And frustration for Hawkeswood as he hunted down the misfire.
Third stage was hopeless, just dropped the cylinder, so now it looks like we might be on top of it. Might have had a bit of water go down there when it was upside down last night. So.
The second run through the stages would prove costly. Firstly, Clinton Cunningham, his engine starting to smoke badly through the stage.
Big 1000, flat over dip, and the first dip straight over the next 2 crests. But maybe be a little bit sympathetic with the engine down here.
Dave Strong had a gearbox failure on stage 14, retiring at stage end. But the biggest retirement came on stage 15, less than 1 kilometre from the start for David Holder.
Left, crest, blip, hit, hidden, 5 left minus.
You alright? Yeah. Are you sure?
Got a bit wide on the corner beforehand, and unfortunately it was a 7, so we're in 5th gear, and yeah, just caught it wide, and then didn't realise this was a 5 left coming up, so I threw it into it anyway, just sort of put it in sideways to scrub some speed, but we just kept going straight and into the bank. So.
And after that massive prang, the stage was cancelled, leaving just stage 16 to run. Andy Martin wrapped up his rally to take second in the Historics, but it was Marcus Van Klink who won the class and takes maximum points into round 2 in Otago. Max Bailey won the 2-wheel drive category, finished 11th for the day, 7th overall in the 2-day rally. Brian Green just lost out to Bailey on the final stage, finishing 12th for the day. Dylan Turner lucky to finish. The Mitsubishi driver had been challenging for a top 5 spot until a piston broke and he limped home to finish 8th. Glenn Inkster had battled for 8th place all day with Lance Williams and Graham Featherston. Inkster finishing in 7th, but in the end Williams getting ahead to take 6th. Williams had taken time to recover from his crash on day 1, but the afternoon saw him put on a good drive. Hawkeswood couldn't fix the misfire, so his day ended with a disappointing 10th. Phil Campbell finished 5th on day 2, but 4th over the 2 days in a very close finish. Matt Summerfield 4th for day 2, but held on to the overall 3rd place by just 2.4 seconds over Campbell. A costly DNF on day 1 for Emma Gilmore, but 3rd place on 2 days gives the team some encouragement. Ben Hunt surviving a scare with the engine on day 1 and really showing his form over the weekend in the 2 days. Maximum points in the championship. Ken Block didn't have it all his own way, but winning 12 stages is a great way to celebrate returning to New Zealand roads. As a bonus, he was also faster than the Asia Pacific cars over the 2 days. So over 2 days, it's Block with a clear lead over Hunt, then Summerfield and Campbell just a couple of seconds apart. Dylan Turner lucky to finish, and in the end, just 10 cars completed both days.
It's been an incredible experience coming back down here and racing these roads. They are just the best roads in the world, in my opinion, to race a rally car on. And you know, I realized it back in 2007 when I came here the first time, and back then it was only the 3rd year of me racing, so that's why I really wanted to come back now that I'm not a novice anymore and I kind of know what I'm doing, and you know, and to be able to race these again and come away with a win is just incredible.
It was a good start to the season. We got solid points both days, and you know, good start for the championship with Hobby now leading it. So obviously Ken's an exceptional driver, and the car is an exceptional piece of kit as well. So I think for a production-based car to be pushing him along at times was pretty awesome. So yeah, we're pretty happy with that.
The weekend's gone unbelievably well for stepping into the car on last Monday, and first seeing it then. So the guys that prepared the car, Brad Aileen, who owns it, and the rest of my crew, have just done an amazing job at giving me a perfect car all weekend.
Ken Block didn't take any points, so it's the winger man Ben Hunt leads the championship going into round 2. Next up, round 2, the Drive Safe Otago Rally. Block is back, and Hayden Patton joins the field in the Classics.